should have been a joyous week for the royal family, but news of Kate's pregnancy was very quickly overshadowed by her hospitalization for morning sickness, a prank call that duped two of her nurses, and then the suspected suicide of one of those nurses. This morning, the boss of the two Australian DJs behind this prank is now speaking out, and ABC's Jeffrey Kofman is in London on the story. Jeffrey, good morning to you, sir.
And good morning to you, Dan. An outpouring of indignation. That is what we are seeing around the world as news of this devastating story spreads, and nowhere is it stronger than in Australia. All of it focused on the two radio presenters behind the hoax call.
This is 9 News.
Sydney radio station Today FM is tonight at the centre of a firestorm.
Amidst an outpouring of anger, the radio hosts behind the prank have been taken off the air at Sydney's Today FM. But the company they work for refuses to fire them or condemn them.
It's a bit early to be drawing conclusions from what is really a deeply tragic matter. I mean, our main concern is for the family. I don't think anyone could have reasonably foreseen that this was going to be a result.
Oh, hello there. Could I please speak to Kate, please?
The prank had been cleared by the Australian radio station's lawyers. And just yesterday, the two DJs had been gloating about the successful call to the hospital in which they pretended to be the Queen and Prince Charles and were able to obtain personal information about the Duchess's serious condition.
We were expecting to be hung up on. We didn't even know what to say when we got through.
We got put through, and now the entire world is talking.
As Australians learned of the suicide of nurse Jacintha Saldanha, who answered the phone at London's exclusive King Edward VII private hospital where the Duchess was being treated, revulsion engulfed the two radio hosts. On their Twitter accounts, now suspended. "You scumbag, hope you get what's coming to you. I hope you're happy now. The receptionist you rang has committed suicide. You have blood on your hands now." The nurse, known to friends as Jess, had been working at the hospital for 4 years. Originally from India, her distraught husband posted this on Facebook. "I am devastated with the tragic loss of my beloved wife Jacintha in tragic circumstances. She will be laid to rest in Shirva, India." The Sydney radio station, famous for the pranks and outrageousness, is now facing an advertising boycott as Australians lash out against the DJs. In an effort to preempt that, the full boycott, the owners have suspended all advertising on the station. And it's worth noting, by the way, Bianna, that this station has been called to account twice already this year for violating Australia's broadcast decency standards. Bianna?
Oh, Jeffrey, thank you. And your heart just goes out to her poor husband who has to somehow make sense of all of this. Well, for more reaction to this tragedy, including how the royal family is dealing with the news, let's bring in our Royals contributor, Vicky Arbiter. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you in. Unfortunately, not such a great story. We heard that the royal family issued a statement expressing their condolences, but what are your sources telling you about how they're actually feeling right now? What's going on?
It's been an overwhelming week, obviously, for William and Kate in particular. They were forced to make this announcement early. Then there's the added anxiety of Kate being ill, the whole world talking about her most intimate details in terms of her body and the baby. But then no one could have imagined a conclusion just like this. So the couple are obviously very distressed. William will be carrying a sense of responsibility. They were at the hospital. Was there something else that perhaps their royal protection officers could have done to control phone calls being handled in this way? So I don't think we'll be hearing anything else official, certainly from the couple, because it takes attention away from the family at a time when they need their privacy. But I think moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how William handles the media.
I'm curious about Kate's psychology in particular. After going through this mess and then also the controversy around the nude pictures that surfaced a couple of months ago, do you think she's finding being a royal tougher than she might have imagined?
I think the last 2 months have really given her a rude insight into the other side of royal life. But actually what it's also done is shown us that she is the perfect person for the job. When that topless scandal broke, she just turned up and did what royals do, what the royal family have trained their whole lives to do, and she's very new to this. She showed up, she had a smile on her face, she did the job at hand, she didn't comment, she handled herself beautifully. So hopefully onwards and upwards from here.
Now they've got to focus on a complicated pregnancy. You can only imagine that it's going to be a very shielded and guarded royal king, queen, whoever this baby is.
Well, absolutely. All this stunt has done really is just fuel William's mistrust of the media, and it is just going to make him that much more protective.
That's right. Vicky, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.